Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, several stories to discuss together. I remind you every single day we are here on the channel to keep you updated. So subscribe to the channel, like this video, turn on the notification bell because news are always coming. It's been a busy day, a quite busy day, and so let's recap the latest. Let's update you on some of the stories. Because we should start from Manchester United. Manchester United have opened our day on the market by submitting an official bid for Carlos Baleba. Around £65 million, still not enough to convince Brighton, but the expectation is today, Thursday, to see Manchester United returning to the table of negotiations and try close the deal for Carlos Baleba. So let's see if it's going to happen already this week ahead of the Premier League opening match day, but the deal is absolutely well underway for Carlos Baleba to Manchester United. There is an expectation they will reach an agreement quite soon. The agreement with the player is fully done and completed and with his agents. As I told you, the dream of the player is very clear. Carlos Baleba has been pushing to go to Manchester United. 1 year ago, August 2025, I came here on the channel, I told you the deal is not possible for now because Brighton at that time didn't want to open doors to Carlos Baleba to join Manchester United. But I told you, keep an eye on 2026 because Manchester United are in love with the player. And Man United decided to go for him. So now, the deal is on the right way. The expectation is to get it done. Also important to mention one thing. Today, Ederson spoke. And Ederson confirmed absolutely what I told you. Ederson said the deal was done with Manchester United. Everything was agreed. I did the medical. It was fine. Then I don't know what happened, Ederson says. So, Manchester United were pointing at medical tests. The feeling of those involved in the deal on player side has always been that Man United changed their mind. So, we can only respect these 2 points of views. The player today was speaking for the very first time about that and was quite surprised, but Man United already decided to move on. Man United signed André Santos, Yuri Tielemans, and the expectation is for the next one to be Carlos Baleba. So, on that way, and then Man United will do more, because Man United are not done yet on the market, and this is the way to go for a left back, and let's see what happens up front if Zirze leaves. So, it could be 2 more signings after Baleba for Manchester United. 1 left back, I would say almost guaranteed, and then 1 more striker only if Zirze leaves. Then, talking about more opportunities, keep a close eye on Tottenham, because Tottenham are working on several opportunities. I always told you here on the channel in all my videos, 2 wingers plus striker. The wingers wanted by Tottenham are and remain Savinho or Pedro Neto if Savinho deal doesn't work. So 1 between Savinho and Pedro Neto, but priority is Savinho. And on the other wing, Cody Gakpo from Liverpool. These are the 2 wingers they want at the club. And then center striker, Omar Marmoush is an option, Nico Jackson is an option. I don't have any confirmation on the name of Victor Osimhen that was going around in the recent days and weeks. So this is the situation about Tottenham Hotspur. There have been contacts today, Tottenham, Manchester City about Savinho, also about Omar Marmoush. I expect more conversations. And then guys, let me bring to the table also Al Hilal. Because Al Hilal are also in the race for a winger, and so now when you arrive to the final weeks of the window, it's quite obvious that the same players are target for both clubs, because when these kind of clubs are looking with kind of same budget to the same kind of player, it's obvious that they are managing similar options. So Pedro Neto is the backup if Savinho doesn't work for Tottenham, but is also an option for Al Hilal. And another name being considered by the Saudi club is also Gabriel Martinelli. Gabriel Martinelli preference would be to stay in Europe, but from Saudi, Al Hilal are showing some interest. But again, for Al Hilal, there is Pedro Neto, there is this possibility with Martinelli, so we have to see what's going to happen. Gabriel Martinelli has chances to leave Arsenal in these final weeks of the summer transfer window, because there is movement around Martinelli, because there are clubs calling and trying to understand the situation, and because Martinelli for Gabriel Teta is no longer untouchable. Imagine that for the Community Shields, Martinelli was not even on the bench. Then it's fair to say that the bench was selected with few players, so Arteta could not include the whole squad. But at the same time, Martinelli went to be a starter, almost regular starter at Arsenal, to Solis starting in the Community Shield, doing very well with two assists, and Martinelli not even in the squad, without an injury. So you can understand that Arsenal are open to considering opportunities for him. Then more to say, guys, I want to clarify something on 3 situations. First one, exclusive story of the afternoon. Galatasaray have submitted an official bid in paper to Crystal Palace for Ismaila Sarr. My understanding is that the bid was between 30 and 40 million euros package, rejected. Crystal Palace are not accepting these numbers. Has to be a crazy bid for Crystal Palace to accept, because they want to keep the player. They want Ismaila Sarr to stay and to be an important part of the project. Then, Ismaila Sarr is not closing doors to Galatasaray. My understanding is that Ismaila Sarr could be open to the move, but Crystal Palace really want him to stay and really want him to be an important part of the project. So now, let's see if Galatasaray will try again, but for sure, Ismaila Sarr is a topic to follow in the next days and in the next week. Many questions on Nico Gonzalez, Manchester City for Newcastle. What's going on with Nico Newcastle? On Nico, my understanding is that Manchester City are quite open to doing business with Newcastle United about Nico Gonzalez. So for Man City, despite being short in midfield, Man City are not closing doors to the exit of Nico Gonzalez. Has to be the right proposal, but Man City are not closing doors to Newcastle. The point here is what the player wants to do, because from what I'm told, the player is still convinced he can be an important player at Man City and he can give his best to Manchester City now with this midfield reshape. So, at the moment, the point is on player side. City could be open to let him go for the right money, but at the moment, with Nico, he's convinced he can do more at Manchester City. So let's see what's going to happen also with this one for Newcastle in terms of new midfielder. And then I also want to clarify something on Julian Alvarez, because, guys, today also the director and the president of Atletico Madrid, the director Alemani and the president Cerezo, made clear that Julián, again, is not for sale. The president said Barcelona knew since May that the player is not for sale. Matteo Alemani, the director, said, our CEO spoke in public, that's it, it's over. So Barcelona understand now that the Julian Alvarez deal, despite waiting, hoping, and showing Julián how much they want him, is simply not developing. So at the moment, the Julián story is completely freeze for Barcelona, and the player is considered and expected to stay at Atletico Madrid, as the club has mentioned. On this, guys, and much more, I will keep you posted in the next videos. So remember to like this video, to turn on the notification bell, to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you soon here as every single day together. Thank you, guys. Ciao.